Of Santa Barbara. Good morning. We're going to begin today's service by standing and singing our congregational song, It's in Every One of Us.
Let us thank our wonderful musicians today, yes? Give them a special love. Let us thank our AV team in the back, yes? You see what can happen if they're not with us? Let's give them another hand, yes? All our ushers, we thank you. Wow. It's a mighty day unto the Lord, yes? And this is the day that the law is working, and we are here to celebrate and immerse ourselves in that law, are we not? Yes. Do you know that this morning, without any will of your own, except the desire as a soul to live here, you did not have to make yourself breathe this morning? Wasn't that wonderful? You didn't have to say, hello, wake up. You got to start breathing, yes? Did you also observe how your heart was beating? Did you have to tell it, come on, heart, let's pump? Did you? You know what that is? You know what that is? We're online. I want them to know, everybody say. It's called grace. It is called purpose. It is called this precious thing called your life. Your life that only you can do. Yes. So we greet you in the consciousness today, and the experience you're going to have today is the experience you have already pre-thought that you're going to have. So if you decide today to have the healing, to have the revealing, to have more energy, guess what? Thank you for asking. That's what you'll have, you see. And thank you for engaging. I am not just here for myself. I'm here for us. Yes? Put your hand on your heart. Yes. We're here for us. We're here for the collective to show what unity can do, not only in the world, but right here and right now. Yes? And so we want to welcome all of you for being here. We want to thank those of you that are online. Please write in the comments, whether on YouTube or Facebook, where you are, where you're tuning in from, because you're very important to us. And we are delighted to have your presence. Let's stand for God, shall we? We bless our time together in advance, knowing that the truth is prevailing within every cell and fiber of our being. We feel the presence of the energy of God flowing through every part of us. It has no memory. It has no story. It has no history. Just simply what we allow to flow through us here and now. We bless this amazing campus of Unity of Santa Barbara Spiritual Community Center, knowing that it is the beacon of light for the city, for this county, and for the globe. We hold this space precious to our hearts. And we thank you, God. May we have the minds to hear and listen, the ears and the eyes to witness what is about to unravel before us. And we give thanks in advance, knowing it is already done. And so it is. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. And now, I didn't take the training thing, so I'm intuitively doing this. Now would be a time for you to meet and greet each other. And during this time, we just ask if you're comfortable doing so, that you would simply just do namaste with each other. Okay? Let's do some namaste. Namaste. Hi, darling. How you doing?
Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Unity Santa Barbara. We have a great service today. We have a great day today. For us, this is a big day. We need to pay attention to all the opportunities and embrace them fully. First of all, I want to thank Barbara Berger and Ingrid May for putting our flowers together. Thank them. There she is. Today is our annual meeting. So right after the service, I'm told, and knowing Allison very well, this is going to be run efficiently and one thing after the other, and it will proceed so well, you'll be thrilled to be part of it, and you don't want to miss it. Everybody is welcome, but only members will be able to vote. The voting will be for new board members, and also our budget for the coming year. So big decisions for us for the coming year. So join us, all of you. The current board members, board nominees are Clyde Blair and Kathleen Blake. So let us be glad that they're joining our decision-making leaders of us for the coming future. We'll see how it goes. I expect it to go very well. I would like to invite anybody who's here for the first time, however, to let us know if you're here for the first time. Is there anybody? Oh, great. Would you please introduce yourself? Tell us why you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. You get a special flower. You are invited to go to the welcoming table, get your name on the e-blast, as though you will not be getting it enough. But we're glad to have you with us. This coming Friday, April 1st, Unity of Santa Barbara's choir is putting on our spring concert. This is going to be outstanding. This is going to be the best we've ever done. The music is uplifting, it's sacred, but it's joyous. And the choir has been working almost day and night for quite some time, special sessions. Noreen couldn't be more skilled and eager to have us perform this in a superb, excellent way. You're really going to enjoy this concert, so don't miss it. Friday, let's see, the time must be 7 o'clock. And there's going to be refreshments afterwards, too. We are back to having a party. So thrilled to invite you. The music's always there with you. Collection of great contemplative classical songs nourish your heart and your soul. Okay, and now I'd like to invite Allison Jordan and Russ Chapin, our president and vice president. Thank these people for serving us so well the last couple of years.
Thank you. Good morning. Is it with extreme pleasure that I announce with a 98% yes of the membership advisory vote, the Board of Trustees of the Unity of Santa Barbara voted to hire, and we have signed contracts with our new co-minister team, Reverend Temple and Reverend Cathy. Yay! Come on, come on, come on. Yay!
We forgot dating, going out. We just got married, right? Bless you all.
Thank you.
And Allison, don't go away.
Oh,
We have some flowers for you also.
thank
And I just want to say on behalf of the board, it has been an amazing journey with you as president, as our leader, as our guide, as Jim said, keeping us on track. And yeah, thank you very much to everyone.
Thank you.
And welcome.
Great things are happening. New things are happening. We're at the beginning of a new chapter, and let's look forward to it and participate in making it happen in every way that we can. The daily word for today is divine order. The affirmation is, divine order supports my life. Divine order is one of the great truths of life. It provides a foundation for all growth and a blueprint for all manifestation. Feeling stuck or bewildered is a sign that I'm out of step with divine order. So I pause, and with compassion for myself, I release thoughts of worry, impatience, and doubt. I remind myself of times when I wondered whether a hoped-for result would ever happen, only to realize, in hindsight, that foundational aspects had to be in place first. Remembering this helps me be patient and trusting now. I affirm, I cooperate with divine order. It is established in my life now. I listen with mind and heart, trusting that I will discern my path, one step at a time. And from Proverbs, trust the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own insight, if not connected to Spirit. And now our statement of truth for today. Let me say it once and then we will say it together. There is only one presence and one power, active in my life and the universe, God the good, omnipotent. Together, there is only one presence and one power, active in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent.
stillness of this moment. There is peace, there is love that is greater than what you can ever imagine in the stillness of this moment. I ask each of you to join me today to bless this spiritual center, your church home. And I have some of the words that I've taken from Charles Fillmore's Blessing for a Home. A blessing for a home is in reality a prayer that enriches the people who come here. So I ask you as a group consciousness to bless and affirm with me that this center is more than a structure. It is a haven of peace and goodwill. And as we welcome people into our church home, we also welcome their full expression of their God-given talents and abilities. And so I ask you to envision with me that this is a place of genuine generosity of God's presence. The warm atmosphere here is a blend of goodwill that has been contributed by all who have entered into these doors in the past, the present, and those who have yet to be here with us. God blesses this spiritual home with harmony and kind-heartedness. Take a moment to feel what kind-heartedness feels like expanded into this room to each soul that is here and those that are joining us online. God blesses this spiritual home with great love. Feel what it's like to come home to love. And now expand that out to this church, its property, and all who have entered here, all who have entered here today, and all those who have yet to join us. And this love fills the heart of every member with the spirit of gentleness and joy, with the spirit of forgiveness and compassion, with the spirit of understanding and peace. God bless this church home with love so steady, so strong, that harmony is the order of the day. God bless this spiritual home with life. Renew and restore every member of the past, every member of the present, and those who have yet to join us. Renew and restore every member. Strengthen and perfect us all. Let the presence of life be felt by all who enter here. Let the idea of life so permeate this place that health and wholeness are the order of the day. God bless this spiritual home with rich substance. Fill us now with the richness of spirit and purpose. Fill us now with faith in your never-ending supply and support. God bless this spiritual home we call Unity of Santa Barbara with great abundance. so that success and prosperity are the order of the day. Let this presence of abundance be felt by all who enter here. God bless this spiritual home with great happiness, and let the walls echo with heavenly music of laughter and happy hearts. Let happiness be the order of every day. And so we are thankful to you, dear God, for this home filled with your presence. I ask each of you just to take a moment, be in gratitude for this church home, and send that gratitude out to each person here. Dear God, we are grateful and thankful that we live in your life, your truth, your health, your prosperity, your peace, your wisdom, your joy, and your love. We are thankful that we and all who enter here will be conscious of your holy presence from this day forward. For this, we truly are grateful, and so it is. Amen.
What a pleasant journey, it isn't very far. We can go together, stay right where you are. And now it's time to start. It's right here in your heart. There is a place where you can be yourself. Come with me. And it's a place where you can free yourself. Come with me. And you know it's waiting, not so far away. Need no reservations, we can go today. And now it's time to start. It's right here in your heart. And the light shines through each window, and the door is open wide, and each question has an answer if you only look inside. sorrow winds come with me, where every hope and every truth begins, come with me. What a pleasant journey, it isn't very far. We can go together, stay right where you are. And now it's time to start. It's right here in your heart. Yes, it's time to start. It's right here in your heart.
There are certain songs that just touch me deeply, and I feel like, okay, I got churched, I can go home now, but I think I might have a message to give today. So thank you for that. That was most beautiful. Thank you. Well, the year was 1852, and if you had been standing on the street corner in Washington, D.C. at that time, as there was this funeral march that made its way down the street, and you would have been extremely impressed. First of all, there were some pretty impressive people that would have been standing on that street with you. For instance, the President of the United States and his cabinet and Congress and dignitaries from Berlin, from London, from Tokyo, and Africa. And crowds just lined the streets by the thousands watching this casket draped with the American flag and all, as it slowly made its way down the street. So who was this man who commanded such respect and such awe? Why was he a person to be so honored? He had never held an elected office. He wasn't prosperous, or actually not that well known, but well known enough. In fact, when I say his name, I suspect that many of you may not recognize it. Who was this man who was so revered? His name was John Howard Payne. Anyone here know him? That's what I thought. Do you know why he was so loved? He was loved for a line in a simple song that he wrote. And here's the line. Mid pleasures and palaces, though oft we may roam, be it ever so humble, there is no place like home. Yeah. For that one phrase, they honored John Howard Payne. And I'm sure some of you thought, oh, there's no place like home came from the Wizard of Oz, but no. And the reason why this was so profound was because it rang true in the hearts of all those who listened to those words. That statement is true in so many ways. There's no place like home. In fact, the title of his song was that he wrote, where that phrase came from, was Home Sweet Home. Everybody hungers for sweet home. About 4 or 5, maybe it was 5 weeks ago, California opened up from being kind of in semi-hibernation. All of us, that did come to church had masks on, and we didn't really get to connect or see each other. And I had the pleasure of doing the Sunday service that Sunday. And many of you had not seen each other in over 2 years. There was a lot of hugging, a lot of crying. Many of you came up to me and said, oh my gosh, it feels so good. It feels like I've come home. I know the feeling because I feel like I've come home to being a part of this community as well. according to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, next to physiological needs like food and water and safety needs, the need to belong is one of our most fundamental needs. Humans are tribal by nature. We need each other. We need community. We need to belong. We need to have connection. It is hardwired in our DNA. But home, sweet home, and belonging is even bigger than that. Those of us, and I'm sure all of us, at some point have had these mystical experiences. It could be a fleeting, like a second, like, oh my God, or it could be a long period of time where you've had this mystical experience and you know this is true. And it's also been described by mystics, described as profound encounters with the conscious love of all that is, that all this magnificence actually verbalizes, actually speaks. And those of you, and there's a number of you in here who have had these near-death experiences, and you know what I'm talking about. I have been by the bedsides of many who have been, when they're on their deathbed, they kind of go in and out. They go into the other side, they come back, and I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. I know that's a little weird, but it is one of my favorite things to do. And when they come back, they would say things like, there's such great love, and that love addresses me by name. It says, I know you, I see you, and you belong. And then there's this welcome committee on the other side that says, finally, come home. And what all of them say, they say this, and it's something like, I am embraced with such love, but actually it is more. It is more than love. It is bigger. It is brighter. It is, and they say, I can't really describe it. Teresa of Avila said, I go someplace, this was during her time of prayer and meditation, I go someplace and it's so big, it just doesn't fit in my brain. I can't bring it. I have no words. My friends, the infinite mind of God cannot be fully expressed. We don't have words. We don't have words big enough, deep enough, magnificent enough to bring this frequency that is greater than love back into our brains. And the only word sometimes we have is, I feel like I've come home. And those of you who have had these mystical experiences, well, you know, when you come back, that all life breathes together. These experiences where you know that something bigger is connecting us all, that we are belonging to something bigger. And that is why when people come to Unity of Santa Barbara, or any Unity church or spiritual center for that matter, they say, I feel like I've come home. They can feel it. How many of you have felt that? Yeah, the majority, almost all of you have felt that. And the reason being is that we teach principles and practices that remind us and awaken us to the fact that we all are a part of something bigger, and that we are already home, and that we belong to a greater love, more than what we can ever imagine. The other day, my mom was telling me, by the way, you're going to meet her. She's going to come. We're going to do a service together. But she was telling me about a conversation that she had last week. A Unity minister friend of ours Reverend Colleen was telling my mom about her grandson. And many years ago, Reverend Colleen's grandson was diagnosed with a very rare form of cancer. He had been admitted into St. Jude's Hospital. He underwent all of this treatment, and finally they said, there's nothing more that we can do. So they sent this child home to die. But being from a Unity family, you don't get away with much, let me just say that. And then he decided, I am vowing to myself right now that I am going to be healed, and I am going to be a medical doctor to help children with this kind of cancer. And at the time, Reverend Colleen told her spiritual home, her congregation, and the prayer ministry that was there, and they knew the truth with him. Now, more than 30 years later, he is completely healed. He's a medical doctor doing exactly what he set his sights on. A Unity spiritual community. His spiritual family saw him through the worst of times. This Unity community is here for a bigger purpose than just coming to church every Sunday. It is a home. You see, my friends, what I want you to know is that there's a world out there that is just so eager to tell you how bad things are. There's a world out there that'll tell you you're not enough and that you don't have enough. Home is a place where people have faith in you. Because of your faith and your trust in you, you can feel secure about yourself because others see you that way. Home is where you can hope and dream, and where people hope and dream with you. Home is where people hold the faith when maybe you feel like you've lost your own faith. Home is where you learn to recognize the wholeness and the holiness in others. Love is the language of home, and home is where you are loved. So what if home is fundamentally more than a place we go, but a frequency that vibrates within our hearts and souls, summoning us to a place like this that we can call home? Home, sweet home, is a frequency you carry with you always. And as a spiritual home, we are here to remind you of that essence of who you are. So yes, there's no place like home.
Let's give Reverend Cathy some love, shall we? So Robert had asked Marie to marry him, and she was all excited to do so. But she said, you know what? I have a condition. I will only marry you if we can go to Hawaii for our honeymoon. And he said, there's no way. We can't afford that. We barely make it now. And she said, well, we're not getting married until we can go to Hawaii for our honeymoon. He said, well, I'll be open to that. So she started having these thoughts coming her way. And she said to him, she said, you know, we can do this. I can pull some sewing crafts together. I've got some knits. I'll pull a few prototypes together, and you're a salesman. And you go out and you talk to people. We can do this. So he comes back at the end of the day, and he looks somewhat puzzled, almost frightened. And she said, oh, it didn't go well? He said, no, just the opposite. I don't know how we're going to take care of all the orders. We have 200 places that want what we have. And thus was the beginning of St. John Knits. That was Marie St. John. She didn't say, I'm going to make outfits that people wear on Sunday and retail stores, and I'm going to be known. She simply said, I want to go to Hawaii on my honeymoon. Now, right where you sit, right now, If you are breathing and your heart is beating, and all of you agreed earlier that it was, yes? There is something pulling you. There is something that has your name on it. There's something longing for you to realize the divine potential that's calling you to something greater. And often, as our doctor knows, that's where pain can happen, because we are unwilling to simply say, I accept and I am willing to be in this calling. Say it with me. I accept and I am willing to be in this calling. What is it that we say? Well, I'm gonna see how it all falls into place, and then I'll be willing to take a step forward, right? We must step into what we don't know. Over 3 years ago, don't quote me on the timing, but a while ago, a friend of mine, Dr. Barbara Fields, who has lived in Santa Barbara most of her adult life, called me and said, they have an opening at Unity of Santa Barbara. And wouldn't you apply? I would love it if you would apply. I just would get so excited about that. And I said, no, thank you. I am very content where I am. I love my city. I love the spiritual community that I'm at. And I love what is going on. Last spring, exactly a year ago, 8 people in 6 weeks, some I knew, some I did not, told me, you're moving to Santa Barbara. And here I stand. What happened? Yes? What happened? What happened was a soul is always calling us forth for the pull. A soul always has our name on something. I love this writing. I've been using it since my 20s, so that wasn't long ago, but I still use it. It's from Ernest Holmes of the Science of Mind textbook. From far and near, my own shall come to me. Even now it is coming to me, and I receive it. My own is now manifesting itself to me, and I see and I know its presence. My own shall know and respond to me. The drawing power of that inner spirit within me is now attracting and drawing into my experience all that is good and perfect. There is nothing within me to hinder nor to delay it. My own cannot be kept from me. Say that with me. My own cannot be kept from me. Neither can I keep my good away from me. I receive it now. I now receive my good. My own, it shall come to me even though I deny it. For there is nothing in me that can hinder it from entering and taking possession of my soul. Wow. My wife and I, in order to get here with 3 pets and all be intact in our arrival, bought an RV. Now, we didn't study the instruction manual or all the things that people strongly advise you to do. Where's the electric? I don't know. But we are operating on trust, like all of you are, picking me and Cathy. Anyway. So we're driving this RV across the countryside. And how many of you have RV'd somewhere? Great. Well, you know what that's like, especially when you arrive at the campground and it's dark 30 and you can't see anything. And what you love about it is at registration, they've left you a map. That they take it through the shrink factor. It's so tiny and color-coded that you need a magnifying glass to see where your campsite number is. Yes? And I mean, it's so tiny and it's dark and it's like, and you go, is that a blue or a red? Is this a line? I don't know. And everybody else is in their little cave of RVing, and it's dark and it is so big. It is the biggest campground you could ever imagine. As your lights on your phone, are we number 17? What? Keep going. Go ahead. But what is so amazing is when you wake up in the morning and you go outside, it's so small. It's one of the smallest campgrounds you've ever seen in your life. And you're going, we drove around and around and around for that? What am I saying? That's what the dark feels like sometimes. That's what the dark feels like in your life. It's because we focus on the dark, on what we can't see. And when the light comes, nothing is big. Nothing is magnanimous. Nothing is huge, because there is a way that is already there lying before us, and we must take it, and we must walk before it. As we say with the law of reciprocity, just as the sun is reaching towards the plant, at the same time, the plant is reaching towards the sun. We got this. We got this. I love that you were making a reference to COVID and the fact that we belonging, and that is the root chakra of being grounded, is I belong here. The interesting thing in my research about COVID, because like so many of you, I live in the metaphysical world. So my energy doesn't just go to the physical impact, but the meta, the what we don't see, the beyond that, the what are we being told? What is this lesson for me to learn? Yes? And so in that space, as I did my research, I understood that when we're born, it is the first chakra that develops first. It is the grounding chakra that develops first. And guess what else is established within that chakra? You want to know? Yeah. Thank you for asking. Within that chakra is taste and smell. Wow. So what is it that people were saying they were losing in COVID? Taste and smell. What are we called forth to do metaphysically? Is to understand that we belong here. We are not human beings of entitlement. This is an earth that we are born out of, that we will return to. We have purpose to do. We have callings to say yes to. We have a soul that does not want to deny our good. And part of the reality of COVID allows human beings to get more engaged, more activated, and more participatory in the life experience that we call this journey, yes? And to bring forth other awarenesses to this planet. Here at Unity of Santa Barbara, we have so much to share. We don't want to be closeted. We don't need to be the best secret. We want to live this journey out loud, you see. So a man was getting gas at this service station, and it's, probably looking at how much it is these days. But he looks across the street and he sees one man digging a hole, and he sees another man filling the hole back up. That was the most interesting thing. The man digs the hole, the man goes behind him and fills it back up. And he just couldn't help himself, you know? So he goes over there and he goes, I know it's not any of my business, but I don't understand. One of you's making the hole and the other one's filling the hole back in. What's going on? And the man said, well, normally there's 3 of us. But he called in sick today. And he's the one that goes behind after we dig the hole and plants the tree. But we didn't think it was okay for all of us to be out of work just because he decided to. So we kept doing what we're supposed to be doing. I'm asking you, don't just fill the hole because it makes you feel comfortable. Don't just fill the hole with something you did last week, last year, or the time before. because it's the only thing right now you know. Life is being a mystic and living in the mystery of what you don't know. We have a tremendous opportunity here. At Unity of Santa Barbara, we have a tremendous opportunity here in our personal lives not to go back to this is how we always do it, but to allow, to breathe in a space. Everybody breathe. Breathe in a space to be. Thank you for coming today. Bless you. Bless you. Yes. And so now, as we prepare for the most exciting time in the service, I have a request of you. I'd like to just share with you from my heart that I really think this is a beautiful chair. Don't you? Lovely fabric, right? But when I look at this chair, I think of a chair that, as a woman 19, somebody invited me to Unity and asked me to sit in a chair. Somebody asked me to sit in a chair at 19 years old, a woman who was drinking herself to death, a woman that would go to jail twice, a woman who had lots of issues. And they invited me to fill a chair at 19 called Unity, and it saved my life. It saved my life. For the first time, I took a breath. I want us to look around and see the chairs that has somebody that we don't know on it yet, has a name on it that we don't know yet. And I'm asking you, tell people there's something mighty and amazing going on at Unity of Santa Barbara. Let's say that together. There's something amazing. Don't you love that? When you ask somebody to do something, you don't remember what you said, you can tell. It's all heart-guided, right? There's something wonderful and amazing going on at Unity of Santa Barbara. And let's come back next week, and we don't want to see the fabric of the chairs, yes? We want to see people and children that have a message to share with us, yes? So let us affirm our vision for Unity of Santa Barbara. Together, I hold the vision of Unity of Santa Barbara as the thriving, loving, spiritual community it is meant to be. And so it is. Now what? Yeah. I told you. I didn't have a class. Okay. The offering. Thank you. Hey. Here we go. All right. So you can give on the website, unitysb.org, or Givelify app. And if you want to use your credit card or sign up for Growing the Good, there's a table outside, and you can do that. Most importantly, let us say our affirmation, shall we? Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I share. Thank you, God.
There's a new church on the horizon, made of light, not a stone, calling out to all creation, you are not alone. Lions and lambs, saints and sinners, best of friends and enemies, woman and man, losers and winners, they are all in you and me. Yes, we are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way. together. We are all a part of one heart. Out in the cold, there are faces hidden by the wind and rain. Hold out your hand, someone will take it and bring you home again. 'Cause we are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way through the dark. One dream we share together. We are all a part of one heart. Out in the cold tonight, all the fires are burning. Tears are falling from the sky. Still the world keeps turning. 'Cause we are one heart, one soul, one dream we share together. We are all a part. 'Cause we are one heart, looking for answers. We are one soul, finding our way back home. One dream we share together. We are all a part. Yes, we are all a part. We are all a part of one heart. Yes.
One heart. Thank you. So good. If you will, as we come to a close, turn to each other and just say, welcome home. Will you do this? Welcome home. Welcome home, my friends. There's no place like home, and so it is. And now let us stand and sing our peace song. And if you will, join us in the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is.